first before we get started, and then Brian's going to rev up his side of the show on his.
Hey, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Another Black Book Monday where we support Bob 24/7. We're excited. You know, in the last couple of months, we've been talking a lot about the political elections. And now that we've gotten through the primaries, we're going to give it a little rest and go back to talking about our meat and potatoes. That's Black-owned businesses. We got here one of the up-and-coming law firms here in Vegas. It's the Clark Law Group. The owner is Jared Clark. Real quick, say hi, Jared.
How you doing? How you doing?
All right. So Jared's going to be here, and we're going to give you all a chance to ask an attorney. So you can call in at 702-647-3688 and ask him anything pertaining to personal injury. He's a personal injury lawyer. So you know what? We were saying earlier, it's time that we find and support our businesses, including our lawyers, so they can support us. Forget that statement, in a wreck, need a check. You need to call Jared at the Clark Law for Jared at Clark Law
Clark Law Group.
And check him out, because he will give you personal service, and you know what? You'll be a lot better. So we're going to continue to do this as we promote Black-owned businesses, and we let you know who's out there doing things. So we're about to start here in a couple of more minutes. Mr. Crazon, say what's up.
Hey, what's going on? LordlandFilms.com, LordlandFilms.com. You know, we're simulcasting today. We're on Brian Harris EMC Consulting page, and we're also on Crazon Dion. So going on over there on Facebook. So going on there and watch both ways. I have the wide angle, and he has the close up like what you see here.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. More to come. Black Book TV coming August.
That's right, in August. Jared, tell us a little bit. Well, you gonna give this some more when we get started, but give them your contact information. You're gonna give it to us again on air.
Alrighty. So Jared Clark, the owner and founder of Clark Law Group. Our office is located right off of Lake Mead and Rampart. That's 8430 West Lake Mead Boulevard, Suite 100, Las Vegas, Nevada 89128. To reach us, our office contact is 702-330-3272. Hopefully you tap in today. You love the show. Ask your questions. It is free. I will not submit an invoice to you later on after this.
There you go.
So ask away. Ask away.
And 702-647-3688. You know, here's the thing. You ask some questions, we'll go over on Facebook Live as long as we can. So if you've had a question, you need a question as it deals to personal injury, folks. Because I want you to understand, lawyers have different things that they specialize in. And he specializes in personal injury. If you were hurt and something happened and you need to make sure that you are taken care of, this is the man to come to. So we should be getting started in a couple more minutes. They should be giving us our theme song.
What's the theme song today? Does it change?
No, it never changes.
Folks, while we waiting, tune in. Please get ready in August. We will be launching Blackbook TV, the only Black-owned broadcasting system here in the only Black-owned broadcasting service here locally owned in Vegas. Blackbook TV. It's going to be designed to uplift our community. We're looking for folks who want to help create something, who want to be content creators, who have an idea. Come talk to us. Give me a text. 708-805-3819. 708-805-3819 if you are interested in finding out some more about Blackbook TV, or shoot me an email, lvblackbook702@gmail.com, lvblackbook702@gmail.com, or check out our website. It's www.blackbooklv.tv. Find out more about what's happening. Folks, it's time for us to take over our image, and it starts when we take over our media. So we're about to get started here, folks. Black Book Mondays. Did they? Okay. Tell them to put it in here. This is a preview to the time we get started.
Nice.
Now we go to school, man.
For high school?
You were here at high school, right?
Yeah, Mojave High School, all 4 years. I'm a product of North Las Vegas, grew up out there. For undergrad, I bounced around to a few different places.
We're going to hold that and we're going to let you tell them on here.
Blackbook Mondays, SOS, saving ourselves through black economics. The Blackbook crew would like to thank you for listening in as we introduce black businesses to our community. We believe Black Power equals black business. Sponsored by Genrise, your business consultant. Teresa Butts, the Legal Eagle, Financial Lifestyle, your tax and insurance coaches, Lord Land, and of course, the Blackbook.
What is it, pound 14 what?
Phone on Mondays from 10:30 to 11 o'clock. Sponsorship available. Blackbook Monday. And now, here's your host.
I got you. I thought that's right. All right. Hey, folks. Welcome. It is for another Black Book Monday. We're starting off, folks. We're excited because we got a lot to talk about today. You know, in the past couple of months, we've been talking about the political environment because, like we said, Black Power is a three-legged stool requiring social justice, economic might, and our political agenda. So we spent some time and deviated from our meat and potatoes, which is obviously economic might, through supporting Black-owned businesses to talk about the political agenda. But it's time to get back to the full meal main course. So first, let me introduce my man, my brother, the man with the most, Mr. Crazon.
Hey, what's going on? Black Book Mondays massive. This is Crazy D. Listen, you can check us out on Brian Harris's EMC Consulting page on Facebook and also on Crazon Dion on Facebook. We have the wide angle going on my page, and we have the close-up going on Brian Harris's page. So we're always here, LordlandFilms.com, to innovate and take it to another level to make sure that when you're seen, heard, recognized, and appreciated, that you are seen in your brilliant light.
Yep, great. And we got a special guest here, Mr. Clark. He is the owner of the Clark Law Group. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, great. We're going to talk a little bit about law today. He has tell him you have what's your background? You're into personal injury?
Yes. So I founded and own and operate a law firm out here where we practice exclusively in the realm of personal injury law. I know it's a reasonable expectation sometimes from the consumer party that attorneys handle everything. There are some that does more than one. We practice exclusively personal injury law. So
folks, he's homegrown, correct?
That's correct.
Now,
Mojave High School.
Mojave High School, okay. And tell us a little bit more about your education.
So I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. Grew up in North Las Vegas in particular. Went to Mojave High School all 4 years. And my path kind of bounced around a little bit. And I'm a believer that doors open through our life. It's up to us to seek which ones are fruitful opportunities and to walk through those. So I actually started out right after high school, earlier, to be part of a program out in Fort Valley, Georgia.
Okay.
It was a HBCU.
HBCU. Okay.
In the middle of nowhere, dead armadillos every half mile. But I started there and I was there for a summer. I was studying engineering. It was a program that you go there 3 years and you get your math degree. And then you transfer to one of their partnership schools, and actually UNLV was one of them, where you would get your engineering degree, whether it was petroleum engineering, electrical engineering. I was into the petroleum side at the time. I went out there for that summer, and I was miserable. It had nothing to do with the people that were there, but I kind of had my eyes set on what college I always wanted to go to, but when you have your parents and you see free, by the way, it was a full ride scholarship.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of external pressures and it was just, the free. And we know how expensive higher education is nowadays. So it was something worth seeking, but I met some amazing folks out there. The Southern hospitality was great. And then I wound up transferring to the school that I always wanted to go to, which was University of Arizona. Bear down Wildcats.
All right.
And all of your credits transfer.
Most of them, not all of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them did transfer, though, but it was just there for a summer, so it wasn't too much,
Okay, so for the youth coming out of high schooler will be coming out next year, mainly because most of the people should have their plans set that are out now.
Correct.
But for those who came before, who are coming out next year and the next years following, how did you learn about the historical college?
So it was our counselor at the time at Mojave High School had actually arranged all that. Now I was familiar with a lot of HBCUs and what they had to offer, but we got to do our own research, right? And I always say there is scholarship money out there that they are giving away, but it is up to us to utilize the great Google to find that. But
Yeah, and you can also contact Miss Rhea Watson. She does it. She helps you find some money too. She's on the Black Book. So
Okay.
we'll talk that real quick. I'm going to give because we're going to spend most of this time talking to Mr. Clark here about Ask an Attorney. You can call in 708-647-3688.
702.
I'm sorry, 702. I'm thinking about where I came. 702-647-3688. If you want to ask an attorney a little bit about what's going on. We just had walk in Miss Nokia Woodson. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing?
Okay, Nokia, tell them what you have here and what you do.
Good morning, everybody. I'm a notary. I'm also a bail bondsman, so I try to help the community with their warrants and keeping them out of jail.
Okay. So she tries to keep you out of jail here. So again, I got a few quick things to talk about. We're gonna jump back, and Jared, we're gonna see what questions or what answers or what you can give us or advice. Folks, August 2018, Blackbook TV will be coming online. Folks, it is designed to uplift the Black community, but it's going to have entertainment. It's going to be fun. It's going to have a lot of local content. We are going to grow as we broadcast, and as we bring this out, we're going to grow. We're looking for ideas, suggestions, and help from you. If you're interested in any way of providing some content or participating in assisting as we do this launch, if you're interested in being an investor, then please do not hesitate to text us at 708-805-3819. We are a for-profit. Blackbook TV, we're starting this thing out with a concept of taking it big, but we got to start somewhere. We are going to have investors. So if you'd like it, we have everything from small to large investors, because this is a big undertaking. 708-805-3819, or you can go get some information about it by going to the internet and typing blackbooklv.tv. blackbooklv.tv. This is going to be huge here in Vegas. So, without any further ado, we're going to jump back to Mr. Clark. I'm going to say this. One of the reasons we have this radio show, one of the reasons we have Blackbook TV, is we believe we have to re-educate the miseducated. We are too quick to go to people who don't look like us. We hear a jingle, interact, get a check, and we run out and we spend our money up there. When we could get more personalized service, we can get just, if not better service, if we come and look at the people who look like us and we give them their business and they will support us. That's how you recycle the dollar. I challenge you all to really think, if you have had an accident or injury and you need some assistance, to come in and talk to Mr. Clark's group. Okay, Mr. Clark, you give us your opinion on those thoughts.
Excuse me. We're here. There's several African American attorneys here, and what we do. Stephen Nwobe, Teddy Parker is a phenomenal litigator out here.
He is phenomenal.
Who else do we have? Travis Buchanan. But we are here, and what distinguishes us a little bit is from some of these big meals and Interact, Need a Check, and similar guys, is we have a personalized service that we can offer you. And it's a little different than most firms. I know a lot of these other firms, it's rare that you ever speak to an attorney, which I find mind-boggling.
Yep.
This entire time, and sometimes they may even give the impression that you're speaking to an attorney, and it may be a case manager or paralegal. We went to school for a reason, right?
Yeah,
trained in a certain area, and we have that service that we can offer. We do have a boutique law firm, just personal injury, but we like to give that familial type touch when you come to us.
Right.
So what type of law do you litigate?
Personal injury.
Okay.
Yeah,
Exclusive. So,
and just to kind of explain, because a lot of that falls under, there's a lot of subcategories under personal injury, but a bulk of that are auto accidents, driving accidents, motorcycle accidents, and the reason for that, they happen at such a high frequency. You guys probably saw accidents here on the way to work, right? They're everywhere, but also slip and falls, trip and falls, which are also known as premises liability cases. Where someone was injured on the premise of another's property. And it was their fault. Now let me.
It was the property owner's fault.
Correct. Let me be clear. Simply falling or simply getting injured does not constitute a meritorious or a valid claim against the owner or the operator of that property. There are, things that we have to prove, but I know a lot of people think, oh, I slipped and fall, it has to be their fault, and that's not true. Medical malpractice is another area. We don't do too much of that. That falls under the personal injury umbrella. Obviously, wrongful deaths, negligent security cases, but the bulk are auto accidents, etc.
Yeah, and folks, the reason that we're really pushing this and getting out, these are folks in the community. And one of the things I talk about, Jared, you grew up in this community. I'm assuming your commitment is not just to have a business in the community, but to help the community grow by basically being an active part, both as a role model, but also as an entrepreneur who gives back.
Absolutely. We have some things in the work here, and we're in our, I guess you could probably say, infancy stages from a business Clark Law Group perspective, but I'm very excited, and it's been a dream, a long time coming dream, probably since I've been 19, to start a minority scholarship foundation. And I can tell you we are very closely approaching the route to be in a position to do that. My best friend, Maurice Collins, he was a valedictorian at Mojave High School. We got some cool things that we're going to collaborate on here to give back to some of the youth here as they go to school. Particularly minorities.
Great. And again, we here to talk about black folks, because a lot of other minorities doing very well, and everybody in here looks like me. So it's not about politically correct. Today we here to talk about black folks.
Okay? I met black folks by, I went to Mojave High School. We were 99% black.
Okay, so we got a caller in. So go ahead, callers, and you can also hit me up on Facebook with questions. Caller.
Yes, good morning, and thank you so much. I know every single black person in this country has some form of legal issues that, again, they need to address. And I thank you so much, too, for the opportunity to be having some kind of TV network so we can be able to see ourselves and then project our image. But we're really being left out of the economic pie here in Las Vegas. I mean, this is a global melting pot, but we are really being left out of this economic pie. So I would very much, and I do need to get the attorney's phone number, and I would like very much to be an investor, along with, of course, ideas and suggestions, but an investor into this, again, trailblazing kind of avenue that we should have been doing all along.
Thank you. First of all, give your number again, please. Jared, give your number again.
702-330-3272.
You said.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Annette. I will be calling you.
Thank you, Annette, and reach out. We encourage it.
Yes. And thank you, Mr. Harris. I mean, I see you at so many events. I remember when you and I both first came to Vegas, and I've seen how you have really grown. Again, one of our main issues in our community is us. And when we are not giving, our own selves positive feedback or equal opportunity or, whatever we can do to help each other, this is one of the biggest problems. So I thank you so much for, again, the hard work, the contribution, and of course, I really want to support in any way that I can. Thank you again, you guys.
Okay. Thank you very much, Annette. And again, it's a pleasure. You guys keep me going with that because just as we talk about saving ourselves, it's not about somebody else throwing us a life raft. We save ourselves through black economics. We save ourselves when we go out of the way to buy black. We save ourselves. You know, we have great people here who work and do businesses and own them. If you have a problem with them, go talk to them. Don't talk to their friends and give them a chance to create it, to correct it. Don't talk to your friends bad about them.
Yeah.
Talk to them, give them a chance to correct it. Because one of the things we have to do is take back our image of ourselves if we're going to be able to have other people want to do business with us.
We have to take back our pride.
We have to take back our pride.
See, if you notice, those who are categorized under the minority tag, they have taken all of our slogans.
Yep.
They have taken the rainbow. They have taken the pride. They have taken the upliftment message and ran with it and pretty much stole everything from us after we taught them, after we were in the trenches fighting the battles,
Absolutely.
getting cracked over the head. You know, it's one thing, Deborah Lee, I guess you could say she retired from BET, and the BET Awards were on last night. And she said something that sparked this in my mind, and I want to say this. We Black people in this country, we are the culture of America. Now, last week we were speaking on, I spoke on how, you know, they may be able to promote it and market it, but they don't know how to do it.
Yep.
If it's not an algorithm that they're using to try to figure out how beat placement is, how rhyme placement is, how singing is, how the phrasing of the song is done, they cannot do it naturally without the help of us. So always remember, we are the culture of America. And when people say there is no culture in Las Vegas, they are dead wrong. There's a culture here. And what we have to always remember is we have to start adding in the human rights fighters and the human rights organizers in this community that fought for it, along with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all the others that are mentioned that are national. And that's what brings the culture up, because the culture is here.
Yeah.
Because we are the culture of America.
Thank you, Crazy. Hey, we're going to jump over real quick. Nakia, tell everybody again, we got my personal injury person here, and we got our get out of jail free person here. We're going to ask you just a couple of quick, tell us again the name, the phone number, the contact information, and what you're here for. And then I got to ask you some more questions, Mr. Jared, about just some suggestions on what to do when you're in an accident.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. The name of the company is 89030 Bail. The telephone number is 702-648-2663. Again, that's 702-648-2663. And we're available 24 hours a day to answer any questions, to assist you in clearing up your warrants, and if you're unfortunately incarcerated, to post your bail so that you can be immediately released.
What do you think, real quick? I know there's a lot of things going on to reduce or eliminate the requirement for bail bondsmen. What do you know about it? What's your thoughts, real quick?
What they're trying to do at this point for certain crimes now, they have a list of crimes that if a person is incarcerated now, they're going to immediately OR the people. Okay. So basically that means the jurisdiction over you now is the courts. So okay. I'm kind of split on that because, yes, some people do need to be released without posting a bail. But, for example, if you're with my company and you miss court, the first thing I do is call you. Now, other companies, no, they're not playing that game. They don't have time to call you. They're coming to your house. You're going back to jail. Well, now if we're ORing people, they're under the jurisdiction of the court. So if they miss court and have a warrant, now you're dealing with the Marshal Service.
What is OR?
OR means released on your own recognizance,
okay.
With your own self. So now if they miss court, instead of being under the jurisdiction of the bail bondsman, who possibly may be more lenient and work with them, now they're under the jurisdiction of the marshals. They miss court, well, then the marshal's going to come to your home or job and arrest you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
So it's kind of like still a trick. It's still right. Trick-a-tick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, folks, and I'm going to say this real quick. You know, a lot of us, we will call people who look like us for free advice, and then we run to somebody who doesn't look like us to get the work done.
Absolutely.
We got to change this, folks. If we're going to call our folks, then we need to use our folks. Or we got to stop calling us after we've gone to them and they've said no. That's one of the problems and one of the tricks that we have right now. We need to respect our businesses if we want them to respect us. And I want you to think about that because, again, we have been brainwashed into thinking other people's ice is colder. Everybody's great ice is greener. And that's one of the reasons we don't. Now, one of the things I've said to Mr. Clark is you need to get out and know the community. One of the things I'm going to say to you, and I'm glad here, and we need your feedback. We want to do an Ask an Attorney on a regular basis because they need to know us for us to use them. When I look in the Hispanic communities, I see the big lawyer signs, abogado, lawyer. They are advertising in their community. They are out in their community. So I give Mr. Clark heads up for coming out here as starting his role with the Blackbook to get to know the community so that we will start looking for him first and recommending him first when other people are in trouble and they need an injury attorney. Give us a couple of tips. And folks, you can text me or call in if you got some questions.
702-647-3688. That's 702-647-3688.
Okay. Give us your checklist of what you need to do if you're in an accident and you think it's not your fault.
Alrighty. So just kind of the basics. You want to always call the police. It's important that an independent party is doing an investigation and coming to their own conclusions and findings. Metro and NHP, some of them have some policies where they're not reporting to non-injury accidents. Being hurt obviously is subjective, and unless you go through a window or you have a huge laceration on the side of your face, sometimes you don't even realize you're hurt immediately until 24 to 48 hours later, especially with your adrenaline rushing. So always call the police and urge them to come out so they could go ahead and write up a proper report. Be sure to get the driver's license as well as the insurance information from the other party. And I don't think it's sufficient enough just simply writing it down. Take a picture of it. Take a picture of it. There's things on there from VIN numbers, and there's some creative things that we could do with DMV, to make sure that we locate this person or the vehicle and who it's tied to in case there's something else going on. Take pictures of both vehicles. I can't stress time and time again how the stories that my clients have told me that the adverse party has said at the time of the accident, and then when it gets into the hands of either the insurance company or their attorney, it could deviate. So trying to document as much as you can at the scene of the accident makes our job a little easier. And when they're trying to manipulate things, if they are, we could catch that. To make sure justice is.
Where did that old adage come from, where people say, "Don't give your insurance information over to the other person"? Where did that old adage come from? And if it's not a problem, explain to the people why they won't be able to take your insurance information and do something nefarious with it.
Hold on. What exactly do you mean? Don't give your insurance information to the
used to be an old adage. Don't give your insurance information out to the opposite party at the scene of the accident.
I don't think that's the right approach. One, you're under a legal mandate to do it.
Okay.
If you're in an accident, you need to exchange insurance information. Worst case scenario, if the police don't come, that still needs to happen.
Yeah. By law, you're supposed to change now. You have to give them your information. They have to give you theirs. And so you have to do that. Now, I'm going to switch. Now, obviously, auto accidents are the biggest thing you deal with. What's be the second biggest thing that your company deals with?
Probably premises liabilities, slip and falls, whether at casinos, it could be a Walmart, Target. If you're on the property of someone else's and you're injured, that's probably the second most common incident.
Okay. Question. Okay, something happens. I'm not sure. What do you like to come in and talk to you?
We charge $0.00. All consultations are free. Again, when I say that personal touch, I really mean that. Although we only do personal injury, I encourage friends, families, colleagues on social media occasionally. Any legal issue you have, reach out, because even if we don't know the answer outside of the realm of our exclusive practice, personal injury, we have colleagues, we have friends, we could get you in the hand of someone that we could vouch
Absolutely.
for, someone who has demonstrated success, someone that we maybe had a long-standing relationship with. So, give us a call with respect to that as well.
And what he says is the real deal, folks. We also we had on Ask Attorney Ike. You know Ike, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you for a fact, I call him on a lot of stuff and say, Ike, do you know attorney who does this? Do you know attorney who does that? As I try to change my behavior and I look for people who look like me first. The funny thing is I need to find a good attorney that deals with traffic tickets, because we have traffic tickets just like everybody else. We have all these other things, contractual issues. All these are different. And the bottom line is, if you get to know our attorney one, they can plug you into other attorneys that look like them too.
It's the network.
You're right. It's called networking. So, any questions? Any other questions? I can keep going.
Yeah, no questions. I'm here. So
okay. Okay, we got 3 minutes here. If you have a quick call, 702-647-3688. We have a couple more, but Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, and there's one thing I would like to say here. It was a win for the plaintiffs bar. That's the injured victims who we represent, not the big corporate insurance companies. But come July 1st, a lot of you guys are probably familiar with it. The insurance mandate for what your vehicle has to carry in terms of liability insurance is changing.
Yeah.
So since I can remember, it's what we call 1530.
Yeah.
That means each vehicle is legally required to have $15,000 worth of liability insurance.
Mm-hmm.
If they injure one person, and if more than one person is injured, 30,000 to go around for all injured. That is changing here on July 1st, which is just a few days away. It's going to 2550. And I think the reason the legislature did that was they were realizing 15 just isn't enough. Unfortunately, people are severely injured in auto accident at times. And, if you have a hospital bill, $15,000, and they have, additional care that they're going to need, that presents a huge issue when it comes time to try to get them medical care. Now, there's a way to counteract that. I think we all learned, Brian kind of alluded to it earlier, but it's accountability and taking back what's ours. We can't depend on anybody else but ourselves. There is extra protections out there that we could have to make sure that we don't wind up in that situation where the other party has inadequate insurance. I encourage, and you guys can give me a call as well. There's certain insurance coverages that I recommend that helps you protected in the event that you're hit by a drunk driver, a hit and run driver, or someone who has insurance, but again, maybe it's that low 15,000. And let's say your hospital bill is $30,000.
Okay, give us your phone number. We got 1 minute, so give them your phone number.
Okay, yeah, give me a call 702-330-3272. We're happy to answer all questions.
And folks, we're going to talk about this whole insurance deal at a different rate, because I'm glad you came in and you brought it up, because I've talked about this earlier. I'm a little concerned about that increase, because when you look at disproportionately black folks who are on the lower end, who were barely able to put gas in their car and pay their insurance, when you made that jump, the average insurance was going up 40% as it is. They're seeing jumps of 75, 80%. So you're going to have more people riding dirty. You're going to have more uninsured people. So I understand some of the logic behind there, but I don't necessarily agree with all of it, because I think you're putting more people at risk to say, I just got to ride dirty till they find me. We can talk about that. It's just different sides of the coin. From an attorney, it gives you more money. Okay, folks, we are at the end of the road. And so we want to thank all my listeners for coming out for another Blackbook Monday. Mr. Crazon, I want to thank you.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned. Right after this, we're on 2 different broadcasts on Facebook, so you can check us out. We're going to keep talking.
Yeah, we're going to keep talking for a minute. And Mr. Clark, thank you.
Clark Law Group, thank you all for having me. Hopefully this is the first of many more to come. If you have any legal questions, 330-3272.
And tell him the Black Book sent you so he knows why you called.
Absolutely.
Yep. And over here.
Thank you for having me. Nakia Woodson, 89030 Bail Bonds, 702-648-2663.
Okay. And like I said, Black Book TV, August 15th. It's going to be a game changer, folks. It's going to be the time for us to take back our image. It's going to be more is going to be coming out. Listen in as we make it. We ain't going to try. We're going to make history as we create the only broadcasted media source, that is Black owned. So we thank you again, folks, for listening in. In Las Vegas, that's correct. Locally owned in Las Vegas. I'm sorry. And here we go. We're gonna hear the music as we end Power 88, but we're gonna talk here to the attorney for a couple more minutes. Thank you, sirs. But hey,
It was a few years ago.
okay, so we're on Facebook for a minute, so but we could probably talk a long time on that insurance thing, but like I said, I got mixed feel. I actually have other feelings on that because I think they're setting themselves up for something they didn't see coming. That's just a lot of uninsured motorists, and it's better to have people able to afford the minimal than to raise it to them. You know, you see all the stuff that says, well, you see the commercials that say, I have a car, but I can't afford to feed my children, so I walk.
Right.
Exactly.
So now when insurance is going up 75-85%, you're going to find people will say, I have a car and I just ride dirty till you catch me.
Right.
And that is an issue, and I think the best way to attack that, I think that the commissioner of insurance needs to address that with these greedy insurance companies.
Absolutely.
To start putting caps on things, but simply because it went from 15 to 25, I think that aspect could still be regulated.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a matter of getting lobbyists out there and
political side. You got to get the political side going.
Action and committees. So, but I agree with you. I mean, that's going to be a consequence, a natural consequence of them going up because insurance companies did go up.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be curtailed. I just think they need to address it.
I want to talk to you too a little bit because, and
Hold on, Brian. I want to say this. This is officially after the Black Book Monday show on Power 88. We're speaking here with additional conversation after the show. So keep listening in. You can see it on Brian Harris's EMC Consulting page on Facebook and Crazon Dion on Facebook. So we're gonna keep on talking to the attorney, and we want to know. The main question is, why should people retain the services of an attorney?
Exactly. Why should and it's about getting us to understand who you are so that we can support you and you can support the city. Now, one of the things we're going to be doing, and I'm going to let you know, and we'll wrap offline on this.
All right.
As we create Black Book TV, we're looking at doing something called a Black Shark Tank, where we are at a much smaller, and it's not like they do.
Right.
It's more of giving people a chance to present theirs. Some people might have something as small as, I want to do a lawn service, and maybe being able to fund that lawn service. Because think about this. Everybody does a scholarship. We need to do not scholarships. We need to do what would be grants or something where we're giving that small business, that push, Black business, that push to go into business. So as we go forward, think about something like that, because like I said, there's tons of scholarships. People go to school, you can find them.
Right.
But we need to have something that's directly related to helping Black businesses be created and to grow and prosper. So I want to talk to you about that in the future. I think that would be one of those unique things that we want to do.
I agree.
So why do Black people need to retain an attorney?
Terminology, Black economics, it matters. I mean, can you imagine if we own banks? But the power oftentimes follows the dollar, so it's important that we keep that monetary value within our own community. It's disturbing. I don't know the best way to put it, but we're expecting discounts from people who look like us, talk like us, and walk like us. And I'm not exactly sure why.
It's the mentality, what we've been inbred to believe.
Yeah, a lot of it is institutionalized, and we only know what we know and what we're told, right?
Exactly.
I think us getting together and spending money with, like you said, the open line of communication, where if there was an error or something with the company that you use or Black business, talk to them. It's no different from our counterparts. Talk to them.
Exactly.
They can make it right.
And again, we're going to ask you, because my challenge to you, you're saying the right things. You're a young man. You're going to be, no, you're a young man.
Young is relative. We're all old to somebody. We're all young to somebody, right?
Yeah, but you're an attorney out here. You can lead the fight. Like you say, Black economics, we've been miseducated for so long to believe everybody else's stuff is better and worthy of full price. But when we go to ours, we've been educated to believe that we should get discounts or get it for free or get it for what we paid, and that kills our business structure. And you look at the Jewish community; they will give you a fair price. It may not be the best price, but it's going to be a competitive price. And they're going to go to that person who's Jewish simply because they are supporting their own. And there's nothing wrong with that. We've been told racist, so we're prejudiced. We our own ahead of other people, yet everybody else is doing that. And so we have to change how people can be a big change in it. When they see not only a Black attorney, but you are spending your money in the community first, ahead of people doing stuff, that starts to defeat that problem. I used to fight when I first started here. I'd hear them, our businesses, we need to support them, but they got to get their act in order. And I'm like, you haven't visited the same Black businesses I've visited, because we're doing more with less. And we're giving high quality, but you only see that small section. And so your mind has been basically warped into believing the negatives instead of understanding we are a unique people that through all the trials and tribulations, the attempts to exterminate us, the attempts to do all kinds of stuff, we've still survived and we've grown and we've done a lot with our hands tied behind our back.
Just to kind of echo off that, I think a lot of people who do echo those remarks or those sentiments, that's hearsay. That's someone who told them, right? That's not their own personal experience. So they didn't even attempt to go and try to have that dealing with, whatever service they needed from a Black company. A lot of times that's hearsay.
Well, it's not even hearsay. They've gone out of their way to not do business with Black folks. So the few times they have, it might have been a mom and pop store or something really small, and their expectations too are a lot of times misplaced. Because I'm gonna tell you something. This is a knife that cuts with both edges with me. And I realized when I was in corporate America, I would hire people who look like me, but I'd tell them straight up, I expect more out of you because I hired you. Well, if I expect more out of you and this other person meets the expectations and you meet the expectations, they win because I expect more out of you. So first thing we have to do is understand the miseducation of our expectations of each other. We cannot continue to expect more out of us and less out of other people and wonder why we always lose.
Well, I have a question, because you're an attorney, you're a personal injury attorney, but you have colleagues out there, and you probably all have a connection or a coalition, so to speak, or networking.
Battery is going.
Okay. So a question to you is, I was watching a film the other day, and they were talking about that the person, it was entertainment law. And the person was saying that I'm going to a Jewish attorney because the Black attorneys can't get me where I want to go. So my question is, if that's true or not, how do we overcome that? What steps do we need to take to overcome that so that that Black attorney in any line can get where mythical or quote unquote Jewish attorney can get in pushing their client along? You know, so getting their client where they need to be. How do we overcome that? Because those are the questions that need to be asked instead of always complaining. Let's get to the solution of how we overcome that.
It's simple. I think it starts by collaborating and supporting our own. I mean, it's like I said, we're kind of like a tribe, right? If you're just talking about the legal community, the term used word community. If we had that same sense of community with our own, there's no reason that black attorney, for whatever reason, won't have access to those same resources that Jewish guy does. He's partly there because he's been supported by his own. So now, whether he has more money, he has more contacts and everything, all the resources climb. And now, if they need to reach out to a big time wig out in New York who looks like us and talk like us, he could do that, right? An African American, and whether it's just a form letter or whether it's some knowledge. But